In a world where darkness often seeks to prevail, there exists a remarkable truth. The chosen ones are shielded by an unbreakable force that transcends the realm of the ordinary. As you embark on this journey, prepare to have your eyes open to the extraordinary protection that surrounds those who walk in divine purpose. You'll be stunned by the way the chosen one's energy reflects back on their attackers. When the wicked attempt to harm the chosen, they unwittingly set in motion a cosmic law that will ultimately be their undoing. It's a simple yet profound principle. What they send out returns to them tenfold. This mirror effect is not just a statistic, but a universal truth that operates with unwavering precision. The energy they direct towards the chosen one does not simply dissipate. Instead, it gathers momentum and transforms into a force too powerful for them to contain. This is because the chosen ones carry a spiritual immunity and invisible armor that blocks out negativity and sends it right back to its source. The more the attackers try to harm the chosen, the more they are hit by the very energy they sought to unleash. The twisted intentions behind their schemes become the fuel for their own destruction. Their obsession with causing harm becomes a self-inflicted wound as the chaos, fear, and brokenness within themselves are amplified and tear their lives apart from the inside out. While the chosen ones continue to walk forward, unscathed, the flames of their own making consume everything behind them. How God dismantles the schemes of those who plot against His chosen. When the chosen ones are targeted, the response from the divine is not random or reckless, but rather a precise and calculated intervention. God's justice is a surgical strike, aimed directly at the source of harm. Every plot, every scheme, and every attack against the chosen one is met with an answer, so exact that it leaves no room for coincidence. The very thing the wicked thought would destroy, the chosen becomes the instrument of their own demise. This is not mere karma or luck, but a carefully executed plan. God sees the steps of the attackers long before they even take the first one, and He allows them to build their own downfall, one decision at a time. The punishment is not arbitrary. It hits where it hurts the most. For some, it may be the loss of power or reputation, while for others, it's their health, relationships, or sense of control. The unraveling is personal and deliberate, cutting straight to the core of what they value. The more they resist, the deeper the blow until there's nothing left. But the undeniable fact that they've been stopped by a force they cannot fight. The chosen ones need not lift a finger, for God's justice moves on its own, exposing every hidden agenda, dismantling every lie, and breaking down every attack with precision. When the divine intervention is complete, there's no room for doubt. Their destruction was not accidental, but divine, deliberate, and absolutely deserved. The chosen one's supernatural ability to neutralize evil will leave you in awe. The chosen ones carry a unique energy that disrupts anything built on lies, manipulation, or darkness. They are like an antidote in a system full of poison, their very presence neutralizing the harmful elements around them without even trying. This is not something the chosen ones asked for, it's simply who they are. The light within them exposes the shadows in others, forcing them to face their own flaws and insecurities. For those operating from a place of malice or envy, this feels like a threat they cannot ignore. But here's the twist. The more the wicked attempt to harm the chosen, the more their own toxicity is brought to the surface. The chosen ones are not just surviving the attacks. They're reversing them, unintentionally setting off a chain reaction that destroys everything unclean within the plans of their adversaries. The attackers cannot understand why nothing they do works, why their lives seem to spiral out of control. The moment they target the chosen, it's because the chosen ones are not fighting back on their level. They're operating on a frequency the wicked cannot touch. Trying to destroy the chosen is like trying to poison medicine. It only makes the poison weaker and more ineffective. Every attack they launch is dismantled the moment it touches the energy of the chosen. The wicked are left with the backlash of their own hatred, and the more they try, the worse it gets for them. In the end, their obsession with the chosen one's downfall becomes their undoing. The chosen ones need not retaliate or even acknowledge them. The strength and purity of who they are enough to protect them. And for the wicked, this is the most unbearable truth of all, the shocking self-destruction that happens when someone becomes obsessed with a chosen one They unknowingly begin their own slow destruction. Obsession is not just an emotion. It's a poison that starts with small doses and grows to consume their thoughts, their time, and eventually their entire life. The more energy they pour into trying to harm the chosen, the more depleted they become. Their thoughts spiral into bitterness, their actions grow reckless, and their intentions become so corrupted that they lose sight of everything else. They stop living for themselves and start living for the destruction of the chosen one. The irony is that the chosen one remains untouched while the obsessed one's life begins to unravel. Their fixation blinds them to their own weaknesses, and they neglect their own responsibilities, relationships, and well-being. Their hatred does not hurt the chosen, it feeds back into them, eating away at their peace of mind. Over time, their obsession becomes unbearable, isolating them and leaving them trapped in their own misery. They find no satisfaction in their lives because they're too busy measuring their failure against the chosen one's success. What they don't understand is that the more they fight against the chosen, the more they fight against themselves. Their energy, once directed outward, turns inward and begins to destroy them from the inside. In the end, their obsession is their undoing, a self-inflicted death, slow and agonizing all, because they couldn't let go of their fixation on the chosen one. You have to see how God uses the wicked's own schemes to destroy them. When the wicked plot against the chosen one, they think they're the hunters, but in reality, they're walking straight into a trap set by God himself. God doesn't just shield his chosen from harm. He uses the very schemes meant to destroy them as bait. Every lie, every betrayal, every evil plan becomes another step toward the downfall of the attackers, and they don't even see it coming. The beauty of God's traps is their subtlety. He lets the wicked believe they're winning, allowing their plans to unfold just enough to give them a false sense of confidence, while the wicked are busy digging a pit for the chosen. They don't realize that they're standing at the edge of it. The harder they push, the deeper they fall. Their arrogance blinds them to the warnings around them, and they ignore the signs of divine intervention, too consumed by their obsession. God's traps are not about sudden, dramatic punishment. They're about a slow, inevitable unraveling. He lets the choices of the wicked lead them exactly where they need to be, at the mercy of his judgment. And when the trap finally springs, it's devastating. Their plans collapse, their alliances crumble, and the truth comes to light in ways they never anticipated. What they meant for harm becomes their undoing, and the chosen one walks away untouched, stronger and more protected than ever. God's traps are not just about justice. They're about making a point. He doesn't just protect his chosen, he shows the world that no one can outmaneuver divine will, and for those who dare to try, their downfall is as inevitable as it is deserved. The unseen forces that make the chosen ones untouchable will astonish you. When people come after a chosen one, they think they're dealing with just a person, but what they don't realize is that they're up against an entire unseen system of protection that they can't touch or understand. It's not just luck or coincidence that their plans fail. It's the invisible shield surrounding the chosen one, working overtime to block their attacks before they can even get close. These shields are multi-layered, starting with the chosen one's spiritual armor, the strength that comes from divine favor. It's not something they put on, it's something they were born with, a force field that deflects negativity. Then there's divine timing, which ensures that the chosen one is always in the right place at the right time, making the attacker's plans crumble before they even start. And then there are the ancestral prayers, blessings and protections spoken over the chosen one long before they were born. These prayers are like roots, deeply embedded in the spiritual ground, beneath them, holding them steady no matter how fierce the storm. The people attacking the chosen one can't see this. All they see is their frustration, as every attempt they make ends in failure. They think their plans are flawless, but their fighting force is far greater than themselves. Their schemes are intercepted before they can even leave their hands, dismantled by powers they don't even believe in. What frustrates them the most is the mystery of it all. They can't figure out why nothing they do works. But the truth is simple. The chosen one is surrounded by shields they'll never understand, let alone break. The shocking spiritual consequences of trying to harm a chosen one. When someone comes after a chosen one, they're not just making a bad decision. They're committing a spiritual offense of the highest order. The chosen one is not ordinary ground to walk on. They're sacred territory, and trying to harm them is the equivalent of barging into a holy sanctuary with filthy intentions. The chosen ones are marked, set apart, and protected by forces far greater than anything seen. That mark isn't just symbolic, it's real, and it signals to the universe that they're untouchable. When people ignore that and try to hurt the chosen, they're not just dealing with the chosen one, they're dealing with the one who marked them. It's spiritual trespassing, and it comes with a penalty that no human can escape. The moment they act, they trigger forces far beyond their control. The punishment isn't random and it isn't mild. It's swift, severe, and targeted. Their health, their peace, their plans, everything begins to unravel. And the more they push, the harder they fall. This isn't about revenge, it's about justice. The chosen one doesn't even have to fight back because the laws of the universe and the creator who wrote them handle it all. They crossed into holy territory, and the price for that is always more than they can bear. When divine retribution begins to work its way through someone's life, it's never immediate. It's a slow, methodical unraveling that doesn't hit all at once, but comes in layers, each more devastating than the last. The first sign that things are going wrong is always the loss of peace. What once felt like a secure, stable existence becomes a constant, nagging turmoil. This is the first indication that divine justice is already in motion. Once peace is gone, the next layer begins to peel away their relationships. The people they once trusted start to drift. Away, friendships turn cold, marriages grow distant, and alliances that seemed unbreakable fracture. It's as if everything they built around themselves slowly crumbles, piece by piece, leaving them with nothing but the hollow remnants of the connections they once had. And it doesn't stop there. The final blow always comes to their health and legacy. After peace and relationships have fallen apart, their physical well-being starts to deteriorate. Stress and anxiety eat away at them. Illnesses crop up, and they find themselves battling conditions they never saw coming. Their bodies become the battleground for the chaos they've caused, and as if that wasn't enough, the impact on their health extends to their reputation and legacy. Their name, once respected or feared, begins to tarnish, and they become a shadow of what they were. Their achievements forgotten, and their legacy disintegrating into nothingness. Each layer of destruction reveals more of the depth of the damage they've done. It's not an instantaneous collapse, it's a slow, painful breakdown that leaves them with nothing but the truth. They're reaping what they've sown, and it's too late to stop it. Chosen ones, your divine protection and unshakable purpose are unbreakable. Embrace the transformative power within you, for the universe conspires to uplift the righteous. Let this message inspire you to shine your light, share this truth, and continue on your sacred journey. Together we rise, subscribed, liked, and empowered. The best is yet to come.